Hello gurus, welcome to another episode. I hope you're having a beautiful day. We're going to jump into the charts for Bitcoin. I'm going to show you a major trend line that I found with Bitcoin that I think we could be pulling back to. I'm going to show you the supports, where I'm buying Bitcoin, what I think is going to happen, what I think is going to happen for the entire market. Make sure you watch through the end of the video to see my targets. Hit the subscribe button, join 75,000 people, smash up thumbs up button. If you comment down below, every five people per month will get 200 USD, $1,000 given away back to the community. I want to help as many people as possible. I'm here in amazing Dubai. Let's jump into the technicals for right now. And we're going, this is the weekly charts on Bitcoin. If you don't know what this is, you can learn in the crypto course. You're seeing Bitcoin moving over time. We had the big peak in 2017, 18, drop 2019, a little bit of run up, big pump recently, and then this big drop. Now, if I just looking at these charts, I found a trend line that so we've got these blue support lines that everyone knows about. We've got one at 19,500, which we very came close to touching. Look at that, we almost touched it. We came to a low of exactly 20,000, which was kind of weird that it held exactly at 20,000. It shows me there was quite a bit of manipulation holding it up there because it was exactly at 20,000. But the actual all-time high in 2017 was here at 19,600. So I think Bitcoin will come back down to here. The next major support after that is here. Now, why did I put it here? Because you can see this trend line. I found this kind of trend line to be drawing. We've got a few touches on this trend line. We've got 1 here, 2 here, 3, 4, 5 here, 6 here, and those points give us this trend line that you can see is kind of an upward trend line, overall trend line on Bitcoin that goes back. And if anyone's panicking, just remember, everyone also panicked when Bitcoin was here. We had these even at the 100 to 300 and then 300 to 1,000. Like if you zoom in, you can see, look at that. You can see these. So when you put it into, so you can see this exact pattern when Bitcoin went from 169 to 1,000, then back down to 300, then all the way down to 227. You can see that pattern. And then we go closer and you can see the same pattern, but in 2018, except this time, instead of touching like we did, you can't even see it when you zoom out, right? That's what's amazing. You can't even see it when you zoom out. But when we touched 1,000, when we went from $200 all the way to 1,000, this is when I was actually mining Bitcoin. I remember this time very well. We went all the way to 1,200 and then came big crashing down. And then we did the same thing again, except we went to 20,000 and came down to 3,000. Then we did the same thing again in 2019. We went to 14,000, then came back down to 3,000. Then we did the same thing again, except this time we went to 69,000 and then came back down. And most likely we're going to come back down to the $9,000 area. Why? Because every single time it does this, it comes down around 80%. So if we do drop, but we're going to have some big supports here. Hopefully it doesn't go that low because there is a lot more companies, countries buying Bitcoin now. So there's a lot more bullishness in the fundamentals. But these are the supports where I want to be buying Bitcoin. And that's what you also need to keep in mind, that when you zoom in, you can see how these drops become over time almost irrelevant on Bitcoin. And you don't want to move, you don't want to be thinking, imagine we do the same thing to Bitcoin when we put it in a few more years and you're seeing that same drop that was the 69,000, except Bitcoin's up here at the 1.2 million. And I will tell you this, when they developed Bitcoin, everyone, when they created Bitcoin, their target when they created it in 2009 was that it'll be worth $10 million per Bitcoin. They said this in 2009, that'll be 10 million. I made a website, whomadebitcoin.org. You can go to that, check it out, and you can see the forum where they create Bitcoin and where they predict that'll be $10 million back in 2009 when it was worth nothing. So just keep that in mind. So if it does become $10 million, like to zoom out and to actually see it, that's what we're going to be up here. So you're going to be seeing those same movements when we zoom in and see the $200 like this. So that's the 69K. And that's the 20K, and then this is the $1,000 from $100, 150 to 1,000. And again, you're going to see the same thing when Bitcoin eventually becomes $10 million. It's going to look like this when it becomes $10 million. So just keep that in mind. Don't panic too much. It doesn't take that many years actually to get to that target. It's going to be exponentially quicker. That's the thing. From now on, the more countries, the more people join into Bitcoin, the more of the world starts using it as a part of their portfolio, the quicker it's going to go up to those levels. It's not going to take what it took from 2000 when I started, when no one was even talking about Bitcoin. It's not going to be the same. It's going to be much quicker movements up. So just keep that in mind. In my opinion, you have to always do your own due diligence, but this is what I'm doing. So these are the targets, 19,000, 15,000, and then it's going the closer range. 4 hourly, we're getting a big bounce back. Squeeze mob RSI is turning up. Stochastic is also turning up. I teach you how to do this in the crypto master course, but now stochastic is heading back down, so we're getting a bit of a correction. Let's switch to the other chart so you can actually see Bitcoin in the closer time frame. If you followed my video yesterday, we broke out of that descending wedge exactly as I predicted in that previous video. It came close to touching my target. The target was 23,400. It came close. It came to 23,000, and then it's now dropping again. That played out exactly as I said, with this falling wedge. That was the falling wedge, and that's exactly what Bitcoin did. If you followed my video yesterday, I talked about this in the video about the falling wedge and this pattern about to break, and that's what happened, and Bitcoin broke out. Now we're testing the wedge. Now what we need a big bounce here with a lot of volume. If we can get that bounce on Bitcoin on this wedge with a lot of volume, we can get a continuation of this movement. And then we could be actually bottoming out here. On the 4 hourly, stochastic though is heading down. Squeeze mob is going towards the green side. RSI is also trying to turn up, but stochastic is having a bit of correction. Where I think we're going to go, I think we're going to be bouncing here off this point here at 20,700, bouncing and heading up. But I am prepared to buy Bitcoin at 19,000, 14,000, 11,000. So keep that in mind. We could be dropping that low. EMA ribbons, we came up to the EMA ribbons and we got rejected hard off the EMA ribbons. VPVR, there's a lot of buying and selling here now at this 20K. All the volume has gone there. Crypto Guru bot still firing a sell. Bitcoin indicator bot is not firing a buy yet. So that's what's happening on Bitcoin in the 4 hourly. Where I would set the trade is I would actually go, a short-term trade is long on Bitcoin. But what I'm doing here is I'm actually trying to build up a big position in Bitcoin. So I'm not actually doing these smaller-term, short-term trades now. Now I'm just stacking Bitcoin if you've been following my videos. But I would actually go long on Bitcoin here from that support down here at the 20,500, or open a long. Stop loss just below that support in case Bitcoin wicks down. Oops. Just below that support, and the take profit at the daily resistance at 22,600, risking $522 to make $2,000. It's a 3.93 ratio trade with 10x leverage, $20,000 of profits. But what I'm doing is I'm actually stacking Bitcoin. I've got a big long here on Bitcoin. This was actually almost in the positive. If you followed my video yesterday, it was negative 2,000. Then it went into the positive, and then this morning, in the last few hours, Bitcoin has dropped again. In about the last, big drop in mainly the last 1 hour. But about 5 hours ago, Bitcoin started to drop again. But in my opinion, we're going to get that bounce off that 20,500. It could actually be sooner here, would be the bounce, 20,700. And then resistance again will be at the daily, but most likely coming towards the 23K. So that would actually be the trade that I would take. Here I've got a Bitcoin long. It's $11,000 trade, 2x margin, so $23,000 trade. And the liquidation price is very low at 11,000. I'm going to keep that open for a long time. I have 178,000 in this account. USDT 56,000, USDC 51,000, 2 Bitcoin 44,000 worth of Bitcoin, which is up slightly 5%. It was up a lot more earlier today, but and over on Binance, I have in here big bounce back on these accounts as well. But this was almost back in the profits, but again coming back down when Bitcoin dropped. 290,000 in here. I've got Bitcoin 196,950, so I've got 9.2 Bitcoin, which you saw me buy a few days ago. I've got USDT 92,000, and I've got buy orders for Bitcoin at 18,000, 13,000, 13,500. So a lot of different buy orders to pick up Bitcoin if it comes down to 19,000. To 19,000 and lower. But in the short term, I think Bitcoin is going to do this on this pullback, big drop right now as I'm making this video in the last hour. If you want to trade on ByBit, make sure you're using the link down below. If you sign up to this link in the description, in the pinned comment underneath this video, if you sign up to ByBit, you join the $8 million prize pool. So make sure you use that link down below. There's a bonus for signing up to ByBit, and you can take the crypto master course with my 6,000 students. NordVPN if you have any restrictions, and you can take you can see my live trades. The link's down below. If you join that ByBit link, there's an $8 million WSOT World Series of Trading competition that starts from June 15th to July 7th on ByBit with James Crypto Guru, World Series of Trading, $8 million prize pool to be traded and won. And the Gleam campaign, there's an 800 USD, complete the Gleam tasks. You can go to my Twitter to find out how to do that. And also on Femex, they're giving $50,000 away to new users. The link to Femex is also in the description. From the 13th of June to the 27th of June, first come, first serve, $50,000 to new users that use my Femex link in the description and the pinned comment. So I'll be opening that trade on Bitcoin here. But I've already got a trade open, but I would open it here only if Bitcoin comes down, bounces off, and starts to head up. That's where I would open the trade. So those are my thoughts on Bitcoin. Later today, if you want, comment down below what altcoins you want me to check out. I'll do technical analysis on altcoins, and I'll look at Ethereum later today in the next video. Hit the subscribe button, join 75,000 people, smash that thumbs up button. This is James from Crypto Guru, and I'll see you all again tomorrow.